Uh, like no push, no smear. It's the fatty push. Shout out to the ring. Close attention, stepping out inside the booth. Different ill swag, nigga. I'm the truth. Low key, I'm getting cake flying in the group. Pink game, got your girl looking like an cute. This is that shit right here. 2020 vision, hit long range to lift them. It's wizard on the rhythm, flossing. Purple be my dinner, blue cheese like Heinz G. Put you in season golfing. Spike senses. Off in your off switch, Hancock. Watch lanes get off quick, channeling energy. Got me fly without the cockpit. Eastern Wolverine, Snooze and Rectal with that hot shit. Phantoms like Xavier, my nigga, when we drop hit. David Bannon dog like the whole fucker rock. I'm all about them. Start the show, the heat. Snooze Daily in the building.
Yo.
Every day. Every way. Look what you're talking about. We gonna make it out. That's my new anthem. Wake up every day. That's what you're thinking is right. Every way. Look what you're talking about. We gonna make it out. Shout out to the real. Shout out to the fake. Shout out to that nosy. Yeah. You better stay in your place. Get it low. Punk, I'm here with Snooze Daily. As you can see, I'm already with the bars. He got some heat. Introduce yourself, King.
Yo, it's Snooze Daily. Long Island's in the building. Shout out to HighlyDishFunctional. You know we out here.
And we here. We talking about the album, Shock the World. And that's what we
Yeah,
all
yeah.
plan to do, because that's what I'm gonna do. And that
All
song
right.
is my new anthem, man. We gonna make it out. Fuck what you talking about, mother. We gonna make it out. Bleep, bleep, bleep,
Word.
bleep, bleep, bleep. Snooze Daily, talk about it, King. How did you come up with the name Shock the World? And tell me what this project is about and how did you come up with the concept?
Shock the World was, basically I was throwing out mixtapes for a little while and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna just drop an album. But
Mm-hmm.
while I was dropping the mixtapes, the last one I dropped was the Daily Snooze, the Dawn edition.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm quite sure, everybody was expecting another one. So I dropped Shock the World, but it's a whole album of just, features. Cause the first three albums is all me. Ain't no feature.
Mm-hmm.
This one was all just features and everything. You know what I mean? So that, it could show that I, run with a lot of dope artists from Long Island, that get busy too. So, the track list is definitely dope. I got a couple brothers on there. My man YG from Queens. My man saying Jamal Milton from Long Island. I got my homie '07 on there from Queens. My man Ron Wrecker, on Beast of Wolverine. And then we got another joint on there called The Shine. So, we just getting busy with the fam, just, showing love, and that's what this album is, Shock the World. It's more of a mature album. It's not really your underground, gritty, regular Snooze Daily. It's got a lot of mature joints on there, you know what I mean? Something people could ride to, the older people could ride to, something the young cats could get into. And, what I mean? It's just a dope 15 joint album that I feel everybody could just ride to and listen all the way through.
And this album is out right now.
It's out right now on Bandcamp, snoozedaily.bandcamp.com.
Shout out to the real. And we talk about lyrics. Do you think lyrics are making a comeback? When we talk
I
about
mean, lyrics already always been there. It's just, what I mean, what people want to listen to. Some people listen to certain lyrical people. Some people like the party joints that ain't too lyrical. To me, it doesn't matter. I make music for whoever, like my music.
I was just listening to this guy, Big Gip from the Goody Mob.
Mm-hmm.
and this is just, random, man, because the shit kind of pissed me off because we from New York. And Big Gift, and I'm a big Goody Man, Goody Bob fan, CeeLo fan,
Mm-hmm.
but he's from the South. And South has had their time. And
Yeah.
we fuck with the South. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think from New York, you know what I'm saying, now that, I know back in the day they might have had some hate. But what do you think it is? Because I got some shit to say, but I want to see your opinion with the South in New York about people are really hating on New York because you got Max B out right now, and it's a lot of backlash from that. Like New York trying to make a comeback. That's why I asked you about lyrics and what do you think the game is going. We know everybody got their acquired taste, but
Mm-hmm.
where do you think lyrics come into play? Because what I want to say is like Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole, Drake, um, all the Lil Wayne, all these guys are lyricists. So a lot of people think lyrics don't matter, but the things that stay in power, come from lyrics. That's what I want to know your opinion and where you're at with the New York and Sound South and how we represent in this rap thing.
Well, as far as lyrics, what I mean, I'm a lyrical guy. I don't sugarcoat and I don't dumb down. They got to catch up. You know what I mean? That's just me on my level when I make music. You know what I mean? I'm not here to, baby anybody when it comes to hip hop. I wasn't babied. I grew up with some of the dopest artists. You had to decipher. That
Mm.
was the whole point of loving hip hop. You know what I mean? Um, the point of hearing a lyricist say something and you like, hold up, rewind that. Yo, you heard what he said? You know what I mean? Those are the moments that gave hip hop its people yearn for it because now like with the Nas's and the J's and the battles, those were the KRS ones and you know what I mean, all of that stuff from my era. So now you get it, with the Kendrick and the whole, it's coming back to a sense, but then you got people who don't really understand the whole essence of the battle. And then, the moves nowadays, a battle is a battle. You take a L.
Real quick,
There was never no lawsuits. So, I mean, hip hop has changed.
battling. Speaking of battling, you down with battle right now?
I
If somebody
mean,
called you out,
I'm not a battle MC,
but would you
but
do
I
it?
I mean, I would. I ain't got a problem taking the L. I get busy. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm confident in my skill, but there's always somebody out there that's going, get the best of you, depending on how they perform and how they prepare. So
Showmanship.
it's like again, it's to the if you look at battle raps, you look at battle rap now. Some people think that certain people won a battle and they lost, and some people think that the person lost won. So it's all about the fans, really, because that's how they really go about it.
Mhm. So when you think about what's going on in hip hop, you got the Kendrick Drake, that's over with. But when that battle got so personal, so you said the battle rap, some people think this person, some people think that person won, and it goes on in that culture. But in hip hop, when people that's already established, it's kind of a sensitive area. It's kind of sensitive. A
I
lot of people don't
mean,
want to go
so
there.
you gotta stay. I mean, listen, bro. Battle rap is sensitive. So if you're gonna jump out the window, like they always say, if you're gonna say something, be prepared for what's gonna come back.
Mm. Growing
I
up in
mean, we grew up. I mean, I grew up in the your mama era, bro. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
I got thick skin. I mean, it's words, bro. It's words. If it ain't, it's battle rap. It's words. I mean, at the end of the day, I could have a battle with somebody and nigga talk crazy about me, and after that, I'm gonna give him a pound. It's just as long. Most people say as long as they don't get disrespectful, but at the end of the day, it's a battle. I mean, if there's tension before you have a battle and y'all got personal issues, of course it's gonna get a little sketchy. But if it's just a battle, me battling somebody, and we agree to battle, and that's what it is. You know what I mean? That's what battle rap was back in the day. So you took whatever was sent out to you and you threw it back.
And and I want to say this about lyricism, and I want to say about the sensitivity aspect of what's going on with everybody. Jokes, you can't say certain things, and you can't talk about certain subjects and certain people because a lot of people are real sensitive. So when you think about the social media aspect of it, and
I mean, it to me is funny. You know what I mean? And I don't, like I said, I don't really judge or really like. I do what I do. You know what I mean? I don't really get involved in all the touchy feely situations. But what's ironic to me is they'll say this is sensitive, right? Let's say social media sensitive content. Excuse me, because you say something, this dude's a coward or something. They'll say, yo, this is not our guidelines, right? But then every day, what do we see up on the social media? Cops beating down cats, shooting cats. We see all this crazy stuff that's supposed to be against the guidelines, but we see it all day. So what are we really what are we really stopping? We only showing what they want us to see.
I mean that's pretty much pretty.
That's
And
their
I
it's
think,
their platform.
yeah, and it's true, and I think that we fall for it too. But I think there's some truth to that. There's a lot of truth to what's going on, but they do shuffle it out there. And we a lot of the times are a victim of it. We're a victim of the culture. What do you think the culture stand though? As us as a people, as us as hip hop, and where it's going? Where it's going? Like where are we going?
Right now, I'm gonna be honest, man. Right now, as artists, we gotta kind of take a stand with these DSPs because this fraction of a penny and the way they paying us is trash. And you know what I mean? It's not the only way to survive, but as an artist, you got to come up with ways. So if that means getting back outside and touching your fan base and literally getting, listen, bro, we come from the era of out there dudes with the demos walking around selling their shit out the trunk. So when you get back to that time, you know what I mean? You go straight to consumer. I mean, they showed Cardi out there selling her shit.
This is true, but how do you like? When I look at the record sales now, like all these artists, back in the day when when people were selling, like they're the big artists, we
Hmm.
knew we knew like this is hot. The people bought these albums. We bought it. I know it's a little bit manipulation behind the scenes, but a lot of times with these streams and everything, everybody has a bunch of inflated sales. So when you think about the consumer, do you think it's ever going to be a chance that people can really get money for their product right now? Because with
I
streaming,
mean,
anybody really going to go out there and really say, fuck it, with the climate, with the inflation, with the money? Like, all right, I'm going to go support my artist. You might want to, but shit is so
mhm.
bad right now. It's like, yo, so how do we even get back to that?
I mean, the way you get back to that is you gotta get out there. So that sometimes you gotta travel. Like we just did a show in Boston. We drove all the way to Boston to do a show, but you gotta get out there. You take your merch out there. You take your CDs out there. You gotta get on the road and touch the people. It's better. I mean, let's be real. It's easy to sit in your crib, throw it on the computer, and hope for the best. You know what I mean? Or you can get out there and put the work in, like they used to. There
Mhm.
used to be street teams. There used to be all of that. Now it's just all digital. So you got to find out certain ways to get it all together and make it work for you. As an artist, we've seen independent artists blow up, but we already know the DSPs and the labels are all in cahoots to make sure that don't happen, so they can get a piece of their pie.
Mhm. Let me ask you something.
So,
Good. When you think about Roc Nation, man, and you see what they just did, right, with their independent movement, right?
mhm.
What do you think about that?
I mean, like to me, it's always been an independent mindset. You know why? Because it's your hard work, and you're gonna go to somebody and give them your product for a bag. Yeah, that bag might be substantial real quick, but then they own it. They own you, and now you pretty much jump when they say jump, and you go where they say go. They get a piece of everything you do.
Mhm.
It's no different than any of these 360 deals and nothing else. So at the end of the day, it's best that you do your own. Like Dudes should come up like it's you gotta look at it like this. If you're an entrepreneur, you're gonna have to find ways that make it work for you to get your bag and get to your fan base. And you're gonna have to be creative. You're gonna have, and this is all about wearing those hats to make your career move. It's not easy. It's gonna be some rough days. You're not gonna get paid. I remember an interview with Ice Cube said if you're not prepared to not get paid for 5 years, quit.
Shout out to Real. And I've been on this journey for almost 5 years, off and on. You know what I'm saying? Because I
Mhm.
was in and out of trouble. Um, and that's what highly dysfunction was about. It's a better word to say a kid that came from a highly dysfunctional background, and we try to make something out of it. We laugh at our pain and we keep going, but we're all trying to do better in this world. Um,
Word.
and that's what highly dysfunctional was about. I kind of lost my train of thought right there. But what I wanted to say was out
Mhm.
in Long Island, right? Because you was born
Yeah.
in Queens, right?
Yeah, I was born in Queens, the Old Booth Memorial out there in Flushing.
So how long was you in the Queens?
I probably grew up to about like 3, 4 years old. Then we moved to Long Island and was staying with my grandmother. Moved to
So
Long Island with my pops and my moms.
so Queens ain't got really a big part of your story. Did you go?
I mean, later on in life, I lived in Corona for like 3, 4 years, but other than that, it's like mostly Long Island. I grew up high school, middle school. You know what
What
I mean?
what part of Long Island was you from?
Roosevelt,
Roosevelt.
exit 21.
I don't really know much about. I know I had this guy I was in
It's
prison with
between
named
Hempstead and Freeport. It's in Nassau County because you got Suffolk and Nassau and Long Island.
mm,
Suffolk County is out east, which shout out to my fam in Suffolk, Brentwood, Central Islip, you know, uh,
about Wyandotte.
Anteater, Wine Dance, you know what I mean? That's going towards Suffolk, but then you got Nassau, which is Hempstead, Freeport, Uniondale, Roosevelt, Merrick, couple other towns, you know what I mean? Baldwin.
So in Long Island, make this quick. But what's some of the niggas you respected on the mic out there in Long Island? What's some of the illest? I know there's
Most of
niggas
the
that never made it, but there's some other
like
niggas that made it.
like for me, growing up, it's most of the greats, like the Rockens, you know what I'm saying? The leaders of the new school. Buster say he from Brooklyn, but everybody know Bus from being out here in Long Island with leaders of the new school. You know what I mean? You got the Bismarckies, you know what I mean? Noble Street, you got K Solo, you got
K Solo,
EPMD. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of dope artists, Granddaddy IU, you know what I'm saying? So growing up hearing all of them, De La Soul, you know what I mean?
De
A
La
lot of
Soul,
them
one of the
dudes.
illest, one of the best lyricists of all
Yeah,
time.
so growing up hearing that, and then I grew up in a town. We go to school right around the corner. Chuck D and Public Enemy. That's where they record the Bomb Squad, all of them.
Mhm.
Literally right around the corner from the high school. So growing up, we used to run into them and be around there with Flav and all of them. So you know what I mean? Just being around it just basically got me hooked, you know what I mean? And growing up and listening to it, you grow up, you beating on the tables in the lunchroom, everybody rapping,
You can
you
do
know what
that.
I'm saying? Huh?
You can do that.
What, beat
You
on the
do this.
table, the beatbox? Hell yeah, man. I
No,
come
cause
from
oh yeah,
that.
you a DJ. You make beats and stuff. So I was
Yeah.
saying that because I used to rap too. You know what I'm saying? But I never could. Like
Yeah,
I used to
nah,
admire people in jail that used to do that shit. Like finesse two.
yeah.
That shit is fly.
I'm gonna
I
be
never
real
had
with
rhythm like
you.
that.
See, most of like you see the new dudes doing it with the pens and dudes in jail with all like they way more nice than what I mean. I could get busy on the beat machine. I probably could get busy too, but not like that. Them dudes be getting busy, like
Oh yeah,
but
yeah.
it just show you music is everywhere. It can be anything that can make music.
Mhm.
It's a frequency, you know what I mean? Shout out to my man Ron Record, frequency out right now. You know what I'm
Shout out to
saying?
Rhyme Record.
You know
Is
what I'm
that
saying?
come out
That's my
later?
bro. Nah, he been, you know what I'm saying? The thing is, we met and we did that Beast and Wolverine. record, and ever
That
since
shit's
then,
hard.
we just been like bros. That's my homie. You know what I mean? He definitely, you know what I mean. Like you don't get artists too much that can bury their egos and work together.
And where does Fantom come into play with this?
And that's how I met Ron Record through Phantom.
Mhm.
The wildest shit thing is shout out, you know what I mean, Tariq the Villain. You know what I mean? We got a homie in common, my man Crack Val from IGT.
Mhm.
So growing up, that was my rap partner.
Mhm.
But you know what I mean? And Reek came up under us. And you know, he passed away, but you know, we always kept an agreement, like a bond, you know what I mean? Whoever make it, that other one was always good. And when he got signed to Loud Records, he always, you know, reached out to make sure I was straight, make sure he, you know, had beats for me, you know, let me meet people. Like I've been in studio sessions with Pete Rock, you know, and at Green Street. I met Lord Self through my man Val. I met Phantom through Val. First time I met Phantom,
Mhm.
Val took me there because I'm a fan of the UMCs. You know what I'm saying? Cool Kim, Ice
Shout out to
T.
UMC. That's good. Grew up on
So,
that.
you know, Phantom, you know, that's Haj G. So, you know, being you know, running with my man Val, we went to the studio one day and we walked up in there and he was like, yo, my man rap. And Phantom was like, well, let me hear something. So I was like, I'll play you some shit. I ain't gonna just spit you a cappella shit. That don't do me no justice or do you as a producer. So I'll just play you some shit and then you tell me what you think. So I played him some joints. And you got this is probably like 2004, 2005.
Yo,
Mhm.
And then, you know, after my man passed, it was like 2018, I wound up getting in contact with Phantom.
Mhm.
And we made the joint, oh Lord, and from there it's just been like on going. You know what I mean? We got a whole EP we about to put out soon. You know what I mean? I just
Fantom?
dropped this, huh?
From
Yeah,
Fantom?
with Phantom. Yeah, I got. Listen, man. I've been working with a lot of producers. Like, even though I produce myself, I love the fact that, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to my man Q Morocco, because him and my man Colorado that used to do the Long Island Music Awards, they used to be Crook Inks. I produced their first demo.
Okay.
20 years later, my man Q Morocco produced a couple joints for me in these next projects I'm about to put out. So it always comes full circle, and that's just the dope part of, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Just this whole hip hop thing and building, you know, a network of relationships and homies that, you know, elevate and build they skills as far as making beats, rhyming, anything.
Shout out to the real. I'm gonna do a little bit of this and that.
Mm-hmm.
And so if it's this or it's that. So when we think about, we got women in hip hop, you know what I'm saying? We got the elites, the people we grew up on. We got Cardi B or Little Kim.
Ooh, I gotta go Little Kim.
MC Light or Nicki Minaj.
MC Light.
That's history. I mean, the impact, I guess, that we just showed our age right there.
Nothing, yo, listen, nothing against these other artists. It's just my taste on what I like. I mean, Nicki is dope, Cardi is dope, but I like what I like.
Mhm.
You know what I
P. Diddy
mean?
or 50 Cent. This,
Who?
or that. This, P. Diddy, that, 50 Cent.
50 all day. No P. Diddy all. Mm-mm.
All right.
Nah,
Hold on.
yo,
Time
on,
out.
on
Time
some
out.
real
Time
shit. Yo, not even about all of this craziness.
out.
Whatever he do, listen. I got nothing against that man. Whatever he did, that's, you know, whatever he do on his sexual life, that's his business. I just personally never really got down with it because of the whole Craig Mack thing. And then that whole making of the band shit when he made them walk to go get cheesecake, some of the stuff he made them do to try and make the band was like, bro, I'm not doing none of that. Nothing against like anybody. Listen, you're gonna go out there and you're gonna do what you gotta do to get where you gotta go. But there's certain things I am not doing, and that was not one of them. You know what I mean? Shout out to Ness. I definitely respect the brother. He definitely put his work in. You know what I mean? I fucks with him.
I'm a big fan of E-Ness. We did an interview. My camera shit was messed up. The shit came out all messed up, but I'm a big fan of E-Ness.
Mm-hmm.
E-Ness is busy at all times.
He get
And
busy.
E-Ness is a warrior in that battle rap shit, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And he lyrically nice, bro. You see some of the freestyles he dropped.
Mm.
Like I listen, man, I'm one of the artists that I don't even care if a dude is lyrically doper than me. If it's hot, I'm posting it. I repost dope artists. I repost artists all day, even if they not my crew. I just love music, and if it's dope, I don't care who the artist is. I'm gonna repost it. This is what I fuck with. If you fuck with me, show this artist some love.
And let me tell you something about that. A lot of people, man, because things of, people see, anything black people do, we go against it. You know what I'm saying? Not me, not you, but this is just what we do. When it comes to that, people don't understand, like, when you got your people trying to do something and you talk about reposting everything you like. Me personally, I do the same shit. I like things, I post things. And when you sometimes, a lot of people don't feel like that. A lot of people, don't want to support like that because the masses is not doing that. It's not the popular thing. Because you just said, like,
The program mind state. Program mind state, bro.
I have
We
my
gotta
own,
get out of that. We
I have
gotta
my,
get out of that.
I have my own friend. He's a rapper. He asked to be on my show.
Mm-hmm.
I did the interview. I did the clip. I posted the clip of it. You know what I'm saying? And I have a big problem with this. And then he says, so, I was like, yo, go like your shit, man. Repost it. You know what I'm saying? So he was like, he gave me a whole scenario. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, a pretty boy type of guy. He's like, yo, if everybody else said he didn't put him in it, but he was like, yo, if everybody else rushed to love it, then he would love it. You understand what I'm saying? So he didn't even love his own shit because everybody else didn't love it.
I mean, but that doesn't see that's the problem. You worrying about what everybody else think. You can't think. We can't worry about what everybody else think. First of all, if you're an artist and you make music, or you play your instrument, or you paint, we are delusional, bro. On some real, like, just keeping it a buck right now. You know what I mean? Most people, like Ice Cube said, if you ain't willing to do anything for 5 years and don't get paid, quit. How many people has quit and did and figured it? I'm not gonna rap no more. I'm not gonna make music. I'm not gonna paint. I'm not gonna make design clothes. I'm not gonna do this. I'm not gonna do that. There's a million people out there that have quit, bro. And they look at us like we're delusional. Cause like if you think about it, they say when you're a certain age in hip hop, you're supposed to quit. But they don't say that about rock and roll people. They don't say that about rock and roll people. You know what I'm saying?
I think anything black, if you go back to and it's foul. I don't know who put that shit into us, even sports. You know what I'm saying?
It's
Baseball, shit like that. Now they paying people before a while. That's how they got everybody got paid first. Everybody can do things longer, but black people's career in anything is kind of shorter. You know what I'm saying? And any and every field is shorter in every field. You know what I'm saying?
because we tend to put an age limit on what we're gonna do and how long we're gonna do it. My thing is, I
Is
work, I
it
pay
because
my
we got
bills.
is it because we have a shorter lifespan? I'm high.
Um, I think I don't look at it like that. I look at it like this, bro. A lot of people live on what people expect out of them. You know what I mean? What the expectation level is. Me, I live my life. You know what I mean? Of course, your parents have an expectation level for you. I'm quite sure my moms and my pops didn't want me to be no rapper. You know what I'm saying? But I work, I pay my bills, I take care of what I got to take care of, and I go make my music. What's wrong with that? I mean, other people have hobbies. They work, they build cars, they have work, they go party. At the end of the day, I don't party. I go make music.
And you know what? I want to just branch off of that because I do the same thing doing this. You know, how everybody's doing it, podcasts and everything. And it's just like, what's wrong with it? You know what I'm
The
saying?
thing
What's wrong
is,
with
people,
being yourself?
people, you gotta live your life, man, and have fun. Like you said, life expectation ain't that long, so they say. So live your every day like it's your last. You don't want to be on that deathbed thing about I coulda, shoulda.
Exactly. And it's nothing wrong. I think because it's just in the 40 laws of power too. Whenever you put yourself out there, you know, and people, let's say somebody say your shit is whack. Uh,
Hmm.
and it can be a few people that feel that way. But you know what I'm saying? Your shit might not be whack. And just because you put yourself out there, you get a certain level of backlash because people, it's like they get not envious, they get a little, it's a trigger. It's like a
You
trigger.
got
You
you gotta
pushing your shit and confident in yourself triggers people to the point I can't get the words, but it's the weirdest thing trying to do something for the
people
first
hate.
time.
It's hate. It's hate and envy. It's hate, envy. Some people congratulate you because they see you doing your thing. Then some people are envious because they want to do that, but they don't have the confidence or the heart or the know-how. And then you got the hate where it's just, yo, he think he's this, he think he's that, because they want to do it again. I don't like I don't worry about those things. If somebody say, I don't like that song. All right, tell me what you didn't like about it. I'm not gonna get defensive like, oh, you a hater. Nah, tell me what you didn't like about it. I have no problem taking constructive criticism. However it comes, it don't matter to me because at the end of the day, I'm not gonna stop. I might take heed to your criticism, and it might make my shit better. You know what I mean? So I'm open to try things. I'm an artist, so I always try different things. And as a lyricist, I know I gotta adapt. So I take things where I like this Shock the World album. There's a lot of things that are missing from hip hop, like storytelling joints, content. So that's what Shock the World is. It's a lot. It's basically telling you the story of who Snooze Daily is and where he comes from and why I do what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? And basically, it's just me, 15 joints of me. You're going to get different versions of me that have been through the years of who I am now. And that's how I make my albums. You know, I don't worry about what everybody else is doing. I'm doing me. I have no problem, no hate against nobody. I'm just doing snooze. That's why it becomes easy for me. I'm able to do it freely and have fun because that's what I'm doing.
And when you think about younger artists and you talk about staying true to yourself and just being you, I do the same thing, but I can't
I
front.
fuck with the younger artists. Listen, I'm open to doing joints with anybody as long as it makes sense and as long as it's gonna, have content and not be on no. I'm not doing no drill, no shoot 'em up, bang bang, and all of that craziness. I don't promote violence and all. I talk some violent shit, but I'm not promoting, op
Perspective.
music and all of that craziness.
With perspective. With
Yeah,
perspective. Like,
with perspective. So
reality.
I don't got nothing against the young. Like for me, most of the cats I hang with are younger. Honestly, now I got most of the dudes I hang with my age, but most of the dudes I hang with are younger, and they keep me young. They keep me up to date with the slang. They let me know what's going on. They tap me in on like one of my homies was just here the other day showing me how to work the AI shit to make beats and all of that. And I'm just sitting here amazed. He made like 10 beats in like 15 minutes. You know what I mean? But it's just how AI, if you know what you want to put in there and you know how to prompt it, it'll create it that fast. So as an artist, especially at my age, it's all about adapting and finding the know-how on what benefits me at my age on the music I make and what, is going to help me in my movements. That's all. It's about adapting. You know what I mean? I'm an old school artist, but I still adapt to what's going on today and how to maneuver with the music.
What is your biggest fear and how do you manage it?
Don't have none.
None at all?
I mean, the biggest fear everybody has is dying, but that's something that's inevitable. So what's really to be scared of? You know what I mean? I'm just gonna live my life and enjoy it. If it's my time to go, it's my time to go. I'm gonna be honest, bro. I've experienced a lot of people passing in my life, which has helped me understand life in itself. So I really don't have no fears. There are times where you get, you're about to get on stage and you have them little butterflies, but other than that, I really
That,
don't have no fears, bro.
that just means you're ready. If you don't
You
have
gotta be.
if you don't have that, then it ain't the right situation.
Nah. So you just gotta go, man. I just, you know what I mean? Sometimes, you have your days where you're really not into it. You gotta push yourself, and then there's some days you're anxious and can't wait. So you just gotta take it all in stride. But as far as fear, nah. I would say the only thing I fear is, the universe, the God upstairs. You know what I mean? I'm not an atheist or nothing like that, but I don't really
I was
get into
asking
the
your
religion.
background. I was about to
Huh?
ask you your parents' background. How was you raised? I was about to ask
I,
you that.
I mean, I was raised like most people in the church and all of that. My pops was a deacon. You know what I mean? But as you get older, you start realizing certain things. You read things for yourself. You start thinking for yourself. So from there, you know what I mean? I don't look at it as I got to go up in the building and listen to a man tell me something I could read out of the Bible. It's no disrespect to anybody in their religion. It's just what I feel.
Mm.
You know what I mean? I just have my ways of dealing with, the universe and the Most High. And that's how I deal with it. At the end of the day, ain't nobody gonna have to answer for anything that I've said, done, or didn't do but me.
When you talk about Shock the World, what's the most personal track on there?
Um, hmm. I would say, damn, there's a lot of them. I
Talk
would
about
say the brothers. For me, the brothers that starts the album off, and then Pain and Psycho Flow.
mm,
Only because Pain is right after my sister passed. I wrote that song. So for me, that song was, it was her telling me don't wild out on, at that time it was a lot of things going on in Long Island, dudes, the whole he say, she say, you know what I'm saying? And of course, when people start talking, things get around. So I remember my sister telling me, don't get involved and just relax. You know what I mean? I don't get hype over it anyway because I don't really care about too much of the he say, she say. But just for her to tell me, while she was fighting cancer, to like just leave it alone and focus on my music, I wrote that song Pain. So, you know what I'm saying? She passed in 2023 from cancer, 3 days after my birthday. So it was just like, you know what I mean? But 2 year fight with cancer, you know what I mean? And she fought for 2 years. So it was kind of like, her time. So I was, you know what I mean? From there, it was just like, it's all business now. You know what I mean? Because I lost my man Val, I lost my man Mook, I lost my sister, I lost my pops, I lost my aunts, my cousins. I lost about, like 2023 was a bad year, bro. So it just put it all on the paper and let it all out.
damn, that's heavy. Rest in peace, Weezy. I just lost my aunt a couple days ago myself.
Damn, bro.
And it seems like we're at that age. where, you know,
Yeah, man, we becoming, you know what it is, bro? And that's why I use my music as a storytelling thing because growing up, you had your grandparents telling you those stories, your aunts, you know what I mean? Now we've become them uncles and them aunts and them grandparents and them parents that telling stories. So for me, that's where the music comes. You know what I mean? I could tell my story about my day, put it up there. I'm quite sure people relate. I could have a bad day, be ready to beat the hell out of my boss, but come home, put it on paper. I ain't got to worry about no police.
man, you dropping jewels on the low on this show because life is a story, man. I told my man, he was like, "Yo, man, thank you for being there when my mom's died." I said, "Man, I just wasn't there for you. Your mom's is a part of my story. Highly dysfunctional is a part of my story. I was
Hmm.
all about telling the story because ain't nobody gonna tell it for you. Everybody got different ways to tell their story. That's all life is. The books we read, the movies we watched is a story.
Story. Yeah.
We loved our stories, the chapters. There are different chapters in life, and you must keep fighting. You must keep going. It is a story, and I always tell because I came from, you know, I've been through everything in life. You know what I'm saying? Prison, bullets, betrayal. The most heinous
But
shit.
you still here. That's the main thing, bro. Look what you doing now. You an avenue for a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? So it was all, you gotta think about it. It was all for something. See, like, I look at it like this. You know how people say if you could do it all over, would you do it differently? You know, and a lot of people will say, yeah. Me, no, because it created who I am. I know who I am. If I did things differently, I probably would have had a better life. But then, you know, am I guaranteed to know what I know now? See, most people don't look at that because a lot of the life trials and tribulations you went through created the person who you are today. So to do things differently, it would like we watch, back old school Back to the Future, how him going back in time altered the future.
That's dope.
So for me, it's just more like, yo, you learn from your mistakes. Your mistakes make you stronger. You know what I mean? The trials you go through, you just don't stop. You know what I mean? It's life. Life be life, man. But life don't stop for nobody. So you could lick your wounds and take your time, but you're gonna have to definitely get back up and fight again. So you might as well keep going.
Shout out to the real.
So
I just to build off that, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, that's why I tell younger people, man, just keep going, man. It's all story. Your story is still going. Don't get stuck in a certain position, a certain mind state. Don't get stuck there. Just keep going. And I just wanted to build off that. Life is a story. And the story's not over until it's over.
nah. And
Until
that's the whole thing. I got kids, so my story ends when I pass, but the chapters, keep going because that's for me. Like they're the beneficiaries of everything I'm doing now. So you know what I mean? Who knows? I might not blow up right now, but then the days I'm not here, they can start using that stuff for sync licensing and get paid. Who knows?
some of the most famous people, some of the most people that we grew up on didn't get credit for their work.
That's what I'm saying. So my thing is, bro, I'm doing what I love. I work. I bust my behind. You know what I'm saying? For my fun time, I do my music. You know what I mean? And life be life, and you get to a point in your life where you got to deal with certain things. You know what I mean? And you got to live life a certain way. So that's the way I move. That's the way I do things. You know, no regrets, just elevation and corrections. You know what I'm saying? And that's the way I try and do everything. It's just basically seeing where I went wrong and knowing where to fix it at and making sure it don't happen again.
Shout out to the real. So with so much going on, man, and so
Mhm.
can relate because everything that you've been through, and what do you get joy out of?
My
Right.
music, waking up in the morning, because I got a whole day to make it what it could be. You know what I mean? I wake up in the morning, that's the beginning of it all. I could make whatever the day is the best of whatever it could be. Some days I'll just chill in the crib. And that's fun for me. You know what I mean? I don't need much, man. I barely watch TV to be honest with you, bro. I'm usually in here in the lab making music, writing, chilling with the homies, living life, trying to just live life and enjoy everything. We all go through our little trials and tribulations, and that's what makes it, when you get through certain situations in your life and the homies that always been there still there. And we all go through it, so we all hold each other down. To me, that's like my man Recca said, that's a community, and that's what we build. You know what I mean? So, like I said, shout out to Ron Recca, because since meeting him, that's all it's really been, like a community of brotherhood. So that's why the first song on the album is called The Brothers. I got my man YG and my man Jamal Milton on the album on the first song, The Brothers. You know what I mean? Because it's like that's all part of the crew. You know what I mean? And it's not everybody that's on the crew on the album. There's a lot of people that should be on the album, but I can't put everybody on the album like that at once. So, I get there and I got different more music to come. You know what I'm saying? Shock the world ain't over. But, it's just the beginning of, my transformation from, you know, one level to the next.
What artists would like to work with?
There's a lot of artists I would like to work with. You know,
Top, top, top.
I definitely Method Man,
Nothing bad.
Redman,
Redman, my favorite.
KRS-One. Um, it's funny because I'm trying to remember his name, but definitely Kendrick and Schoolboy Q. Definitely Schoolboy Q. You know what I mean? Like I listen to a lot of different hip hop. You know what I mean? Shout out to the West Coast. You know what I mean? My unaffiliated Mad Squad niggas out there. You know what I mean? I definitely try and get around internet wise. I build mad relationships just networking. You know what I'm saying? So I got like, my homie the mixtape addict. You know what I'm saying? From Paris, France. He done came up to New York a couple times. He done sent me some beats. We got an EP coming soon too. Like I've been working, bro. You know what I mean? Just everywhere. Shout out to Honey De Niro. She got the Bitch album out right now. You know what I mean? And on the Frequency album, we got that joint The Killer Elite. That's on Rhyme Record, the Frequency album. So it's just, what I mean? It's just humbling and cool because I'm having fun right now working with artists that I definitely am a fan of.
Do you like producing or rapping more?
Both. I just haven't produced in mad long because I got all these. When I was producing, there was a lot of younger cats, you know what I mean, coming to the crib. I was showing them how to work the MP while I was making their beats.
Mm,
So now most of them make beats and I'm able to rhyme on their beats. So, you know what I mean? But I got the MP live here. I'm about to get back into it. I
mm.
just haven't made beats in 20 years because everybody I know makes beats. Plus, my homie Fuse, he took my MP with him down south. So, shout out to Fuse,
Bring it
Fuse
back.
100. Nah, he good. Definitely, he shit. All the plaques he done got, I'm
Mhm.
definitely happy for him, man. He was just on Drink Champs and everything. Um, the hood was kind of mad because he said he was from the Bronx, but he he's originally from the Bronx. The hood, like, I know the God. The God, that's my man, you know what I'm saying? I got mad love for him, but He did like his last couple years in Long Island, but he's from the Bronx, bro. I mean, it is what it is, but that's still my homie. I ain't got no ill feelings about that. A lot of people was upset, but that's my man. I ain't got no. Listen, my man is down there doing what he got to do. It ain't about the hood all day. You know what I mean? I rep the hood, but it ain't all about that either.
Yo, when I cut this shit up, this is gonna be funny.
Yo, I'm just telling you, bro. This is all the dudes I know. Like I've been doing this for a minute. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why I shout out a lot of people because I've been doing this for a minute. I done crossed paths with a lot of dope artists, a lot of dope producers. And, I be hearing the rumblings in the hood about them, but like I don't say much because a lot of people don't even know that we cool. So I'll just listen.
Mhm.
I'm the type of person I'll listen to anybody talk shit. I'm not going. I'll listen. If I feel you being foul, I'm gonna say something to you. I'm
Mhm.
not gonna make it into a situation where I go back and tell that person, yo, he said this and that. I'm not that type of dude. You know what I mean? I'll listen to somebody tell me some shit. All right, that's good to have information, but I don't say shit about nothing. I'm on my business.
All the time, it's the best way to be. I tell
That's why
people,
I don't really have no problems with nobody, bro. That's why I can go. I go to a lot of places. I be in Brooklyn doing shows. I be in the
got to show
Bronx.
this week, right?
Got a show Sunday. I be in Brooklyn,
All right.
1559
So,
Broadway.
also 59 Broadway, what spot?
Mhm. Jim's Lounge.
Jim's Lounge. What time?
It starts at 7, I believe. Yeah,
7.
my man, Al Taylor just called me out, man. Cave Music, hosting and DJing, and it's the A&R show called Walk Like a Boss. So it's like a fashion show, hip hop show. You know what I mean? It's been pretty dope. Dude been doing it for a minute. He definitely, he got his Roku channel, so he's definitely pushing it. So, I'm just going through to bless the stage and, do my thing. Definitely, tapping with him and see what else we can do. You know what I mean?
Mhm. So I'm asking you a few questions.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know we're running out of time.
All right.
Um, when you think about Long Island, what comes to mind? One word, one sentence.
Home.
Um, when you think about Snooze Daily, government, you know what I'm saying? What comes to mind? One word, one sentence. Or one sentence.
Humble.
Humble. Where does that humbleness come from?
So, honestly, thought process of elimination. Sometimes is it worth it? And then all about how you handle the situation. What's my retaliation gonna be? Is it gonna be is it called for? Sometimes just as they would say, check yourself, look in the mirror before you move. So that's why it's always best to, check myself before I say or feel like I gotta crash out. Check myself.
When you think about your childhood, one word, one sentence.
Fun.
What made it fun?
Just bugging out with my cousins, wilding, fishing, hunting. Like not your regular city boy shit. You know what I mean? We used to go up on the farm on the during the summers, milking cows, baling hay, all that shit. Me and my cousin stole the tractor. So no fun shit.
Yo, and my kids, I don't think they ever did shit in life. You know what I'm saying? As children, because I tell, growing up in the hood and being poor, and I grew up with my grandmother, and everybody was poor, and we had roaches, and we had government cheese, we had welfare lines. That shit was a blast.
But you don't want them to experience that, so they don't get to experience the real, so they don't know.
That shit was funny.
As parents, that's what we do. We try and shield them from our traumas.
Mhm.
But our traumas is what built us to be the people we are today.
I
Our
mean,
parents' traumas built them.
I think either way, whether you try to shield them or not, they're gonna be trauma in in some areas.
Just don't
Everybody,
sugarcoat it.
you can't. When you think about trauma, you can't because everybody has different trauma. Like somebody else can have a traumatic experience, and I might think it's bullshit. But you only know your
What you know.
you know and what you've been through and it was traumatic to you, like certain things being teased. I just seen something on the internet the other day. A guy was like 80 years old. He just killed the bully. He didn't beat him up or
He
nothing.
was
I think
holding
he
on. He
picked
was
him.
holding on. But that's what I'm saying. See, my thing with it all is this. I come from the era of bully. Bullies build attitude. We are now in the era of participation trophies where if you lose, you get a trophy. So it doesn't build that character. When we lost and we was tight and we was like, you know what, we coming back next year. We see that's what builds that character, that drive. That's why a lot of people don't have that drive like they used to. A lot of it is, that entitlement feeling. So a lot of people feel entitled, and then when they don't get it, they feel like people are hating. And it's really you only get what you put in. That's all you get. So if you put a little bit or don't put nothing in, you ain't gonna get shit. So you just gotta go, and that means go every day. And some days it's gonna be better than others.
When you think about family, one word, one sentence.
Love,
Mm.
tough, tough love, good love. It's all love.
When you think about friendship, one word, one sentence.
Loyalty.
Mm. When you think about, all right, my bad. Let me ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
Loyalty. A lot of people now, got all type of, I mean, everybody's got their own subjective view on loyalty, and
Yeah.
sometimes you got to be objective. But what is loyalty to you?
Loyalty to me is basically you hold your people down that hold you down. You show the people love that show you love. You know what I'm saying? You reciprocate that energy. Sometimes it's not gonna be the best. One of your mans come through to you and they need your help. If that's your band, you go help them, especially if you got the tools to help. It's all about, again, community. I grew up in an era where if your neighbor seen you doing something, she'd grab your ass and bring you home, and they would both whip your ass. Now we got the era of your neighbor see you, she gonna record you for her 15 minutes to probably going viral. It's a difference. So we don't live that same community lifestyle. That's why things are the way they are.
When you think about people, one word, one sentence.
Mm, imperfect,
When you think about the world, one word, one sentence.
chaotic.
So let me ask you one thing. If we going towards the new year,
Hmm.
what you got, I know we don't do resolutions and none of that shit, just praying for the best. But what's some of the things you want to make happen right now, manifest right now?
Right now, just manifesting prosperity for a lot of people, man. A lot of people going through it, man. You know what I mean? Not even just for myself, just people going through it that's in worst conditions and everywhere. Whatever's going to bring them prosperity and, a better living, whatever it is, you know what I mean? Just hoping that the world just, people start, getting it together instead of all this division and fighting and over dumb shit.
Snooze Daily. Shock the world. Tell them where to hit you up. Tell them where to find you. Tell them anything you want them to know.
Yo, you can find me everywhere at Snooze Daily, Instagram. I would basically tell everybody Google me. Again, the album is only on Bandcamp. You can find it and get it at Snooze Daily, SNOOZEDAILY.bandcamp.com.
Snooze Daily. Shock the world. See, this is called real conversation. We was all over the place, but I hope you guys got something out of it because I know I did. We had real dialogue, real conversation about real life, and you can't replace that. Shout out to the real. Shout out to the fake. Shout out to that nosy, and you better stay in your place. Get in line. Speed it up. Speed it up. Speed it up. Speed it up. Hey, Master DJ just blew my. We'll see y'all next week. Snooze Daily. I'm a fan. We out of here.
All right, peace and salute.
Stepping out inside the book. My drip different, ill swag, nigga, cause I'm the truth. Okay, I'm getting cake flying in the cool. Pimp game, that's your girl.